Can you all remember back to your days in middle school and high school? I'm sure at one point or another, you probably stumbled upon a little white kid who posed to be someone from the ghetto. I always found these types of kids to be at a unique level of cringe. Now that I've reignited those old, long buried memories of your youth, let's stay on this topic a little bit longer and move on to today's movie. Malibu's Most Wanted features Jamie Kennedy as he reprises the role of Brad Gluckman, aka B-Rad. B-Rad is essentially the upgraded version of that cringy wannabe gangster you knew in your youth. He lives a spoiled existence due to his father Ryan Gluckman being a senator. Due to his parents always being busy, B-Rad had to grow up without parental figures. This led him to eventually convincing himself he was a gangster. His father is running to become the governor of California, and B-Rad, along with his group of wannabe gangster friends, keep getting him bad press. This makes it easy for Mr. Gluckman's campaign manager to convince him to hire two black actors to scare the black out of him. The two actors, Sean and PJ, study the roles and recruit PJ's cousin Chandra to help them. Chandra lures B-Rad and they kidnap him and tie him up at Chandra's home. Although the two actors are, I guess, talented, they forget to do all the prep, and this inevitably ends up putting B-Rad in danger. They force him to rob a store while thinking that they had paid off the owner, which almost leads to him getting clapped by the owner and his gun-wielding family members. They have him do a rap battle at a club, which B-Rad agrees to because he unironically thinks he's a good rapper. He ends up accidentally rhyming the N-word, I guess, and literally gets thrown out of the club. Lastly, B-Rad draws the ire of Chandra's ex, Tech, who is a gangbanger, because Tech mistakenly believes that B-Rad and Chandra are now a couple. Tech kidnaps B-Rad alongside Sean and PJ slightly after B-Rad discovers that the two actors were playing him. Unfortunately, Tech was not, and while being held for ransom, a rival group of gangsters does a drive-by on them. B-Rad, who still believes that it's all fake, climbs onto the roof of a car and shoots back at them. His complete disregard for his safety scares away the rival gang and they drive off. A couple of other things end up happening, but the gist of it is that he reconciles with Tech's gang and convinces them to permanently put away their guns. He also reconciles with his dad, who promises to be more involved in his life. Malibu's Most Wanted is a weird movie. I definitely get the feeling that it was intended to be a parody of sorts, and I know 100% that it wasn't aiming for a movie of the year. The biggest problem I have with the movie is that I don't think that it's good enough to be, well, good, but it also isn't bad enough to be funny. It's definitely in that weird limbo. That unfortunately just makes it meh. There are a few things that I want to talk about though. First of all, I understand that B-Rad developed this personality due to his parents not being around when he grew up, but I was hoping he would see some sort of growth by the end of the movie. Unfortunately, when the credits start rolling, B-Rad was completely unchanged. I mean, his life changed and the people around him drew closer to him and they learned from their mistakes. But B-Rad not only doesn't change, but he's rewarded for being who he was, which was a talentless rapper with a manufactured gangster personality. He definitely was misguided, but I wish he had become a better person by the end. This leads me to believe that the message of the movie was be true to yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that, but if that was going to be the case all along, why did the movie make it seem like he was putting on an act and just antagonize him for being the way he was? Also, I want to point out that Malibu's Most Wanted has several actors who are now much more famous than they were at the time. They all do their roles well, I guess, but my favorites were definitely Snoop Dogg, who plays the stoner rat.
I'd rather eat garbage than listen to your tired ass rhymes.
And Terry Crews as buff gangster henchman. But my hero is stereotypical black thug who puts his life in danger by stealing rims as an RPG goes off in the kitchen, #1. Malibu's Most Wanted is definitely a movie from another era. I think that its biggest flaw is that it isn't good, but it also isn't bad. Personally, I found the humor lackluster and I had to take a couple breaks throughout because the movie just simply couldn't hold my ADD having ass. Now, to the reason why you're here, do I recommend it? Unfortunately, I have to give it an A. I wish I could have liked it more than I did. I tried, but the movie is just too plain. The only time I would say go watch it is if you have just bountiful amounts of time and you've already seen all the actually good movies that are available on any streaming services you have. If you ever get to that point and want to check it out, then you can find Malibu's Most Wanted available for streaming on Netflix. That being said, do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down in the description, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can catch all my videos. This has been Subtly Artistic. Peace out.